Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel, and it's been a while since our last upload, but today we have received a product from our friends at Tenda Philippines, and they are letting us test their newest product, which is the AX1800, or this one is the model AX3, but will be known as the RX3 here in the Philippines. Before we proceed with the configuration and test, I would just like to give some information on the Wi-Fi 6 router, or commonly known as AX router. For reference, we know that our mobile data came from 3G and a faster 4G or LTE, and right now, the telcos are starting to build the infrastructure for 5G, which should give us a better and faster mobile data. So in the Wi-Fi router industry, the newest generation will be the Wi-Fi 6 or AX router. So what are the benefits that we can get from Wi-Fi 6? First is the speed. It should give us a better speed compared to the previous generation. Second is more devices with MU-MIMO plus OFDMA, which MU-MIMO stands for multiple user, and OFDMA actually cuts one of the channel to multiple partial or smaller channel, which this smaller channel have the ability to carry data for different devices. And third would be the BSS coloring. In short, it make the Wi-Fi interference less compared to the previous generation, and of course improves the communication efficiency. Okay, enough with that. Let's try to check the unit. This is actually an AX1800 dual band 2.4 and 5 GHz frequency. It has 3 additional LAN port or 3 additional gigabit port with quad-core processor, supports WPA3 protocol, beamforming plus parental control, guest network, MU-MIMO plus OFDMA. And later on, we will check the web interface for extra details. Now, let's try to configure this router. And what you need is just a LAN cable coming from your source, which is a modem router or a switch or coming from another router. Then, you just need to plug it in at the back of this router, which this is the RX3 model. I'll just need to plug it in on the blue port. I hope you can see this one clearly. It's the blue port, the one that is different from the rest. So just plug it in there and automatically you'll be able to access the internet. But first you need to connect to the Wi-Fi. If you'll be using the Wi-Fi capability of this one, the password is actually indicated at the bottom of the router. And if not, you can actually use a LAN cable and connect it directly to your laptop or desktop, and you'll be able to access the internet. But of course, we need to configure the router itself for more security, and of course I want to show you the other features that we can do, and we will be using our web browser to do that one. And the IP address of the web browser would be 192.168.0.1. Okay guys, and let's try to check. We are connected to the Tenda F7F. This is actually the Tenda RX3. We're going to access the web interface for this one, which is 192.168.0.1 as the default web management console. Then after that one, you'll be welcome quick setup wizard. So let's just click start. Then after that one, you have an option of connecting to dynamic IP address, PPOE, or static IP address. So this is the connection type, and we'll be using the dynamic IP address as a default since we are connected directly to our modem router from Converge. Then after this one, just click next, and of course we're going to rename the Wi-Fi name for our Wi-Fi network. So let's just name this one RX3 PH. Okay, then of course the password, we need to set it up as well. So 12345678890, and we will set up the password for Wi-Fi and login password for the admin as the same. So just click on that one, then click next. Then as you can see, we are already set. We can now connect to Tenda RX3 PH for the 2.4 GHz frequency, or the Tenda RX3 PH 5G, which is the 5 GHz frequency. So right now we are disconnected from the Tenda F7F a while ago, and we're going to connect to the Tenda RX3 PH. So connect, then for the password, the one that we have set earlier, 12345678890. Then it is currently connecting, and after that one, let's try to access the web management console to configure some information. So for this one, enter login password, which is 12345678890 as well. Then log in. Okay, and for the internet status, as you can see, I believe this is connected. We should be able to access the internet. There is already a traffic going on, and right now we have one internet connected on our router. Okay, then I'm not sure why this is still on Chinese, but I believe this is a global version. As you can see here, you can also change the language to whatever language you want to. Then aside from that one, we have the internet settings. For the internet settings, this is the one that we have mentioned earlier. The connection type, you had the option to choose PPOE dynamic or static IP address, and also the DNS settings. Okay, then for the Wi-Fi settings, we have here the Wi-Fi name and password, which is, it has an option to unify. If you click unify, you'll be only seeing one Wi-Fi name on your network, since the router is capable of combining the 2.4 and 5 GHz frequency into one, and the router will be the one responsible assigning your connection if it is for 2.4 or 5 GHz frequency. So let's close this one. Then for the Wi-Fi schedule, you can also schedule to turn off the Wi-Fi on a specific date or a specific time. Then let's close this one. Then wireless repeating, it has an option to be a wireless repeater. So repeating mode can be WISP or client plus APN. You can choose the Wi-Fi that you want to repeat on your network. So close this one. And channel and bandwidth, for some troubleshooter or engineer or network engineer that want to configure or isolate their channel, this is actually helpful for giving you a better connection. So if there are a lot of network or Wi-Fi network around your area, you should be trying to test which channel would be the best for your scenario. Okay, and the transmit power, of course, will always settings this one to high. Then for the WPS, this is the one you just click WPS if you want to pair a device on your router. And of course, the OFDMA, the new feature of the Wi-Fi 6 router. So for now, let's just disable this one. Then also for those people who want to set this as an AP mode or access point, you can also set this one as an access point. So disable that one for now. Then after that one, for the guest network, you can also create a guest network, and you can name the 2.4 or 5 GHz a different name. And of course, you can also set the password. Then for the validity, you can set 4 hours, 8 hours, or always. Then shared bandwidth for guests, you can set how much speed or bandwidth you'll be allocating for your guest network. So for that one, let's just leave that blank for now. And for the parental control, as you can see here, there is one device that is currently connected, which is my PC. And of course, we're going to check what are the information we can do with this one. So for the parental control, we can actually disable internet access on a specific date or time if we want to. And also we have the website access limit, access control mode, which is we can blacklist or whitelist website that we will allow on the specific device that is connected to your Wi-Fi router. Then aside from that one, we have the VPN for those advanced users who want to have a VPN connectivity with your server, or more of securing your data. VPN is always useful for that one. Then we have the IPv6, which is generally we're not using right now because we have abundant range of IP for the older generation. Then for the advanced settings, we have the bandwidth control. The bandwidth control, as you can see here, you can configure which speed you want to give this specific device speed upload or download for the upload limit and for the download limit. And IPTV, I haven't used this one. I don't have an IPTV. And we have a Tenda Wi-Fi app. This is actually used for if you want to configure your device to your Wi-Fi application or Tenda Wi-Fi app on your devices. Okay, and we also have the LED control. If you want to turn off the LED, if you're annoyed by the LED light on the router, you can disable that one. Okay, then also we can filter MAC addresses. Even though users are able to connect or know the password of the Wi-Fi that is configured on your router, you can also blacklist or whitelist the devices that you want to be connected on your router. Then after that one, we have the firewall as well. This is just a basic configuration where you can actually enable or disable this ICMP, TCP, UDP, these things. So for the static route, we can configure as well the static route that you want to configure on your router for advanced users as well. And we also have a DDNS, and we'll be disabling this one for now. If you want to configure it, you can also do that one. Then, of course, we have the virtual server where it's not configured, and we're not doing that one for now, for just checking the features that we can do. But for now, I won't be showing you any of those, and also the DMC host and the UPnP. And lastly, we have the system settings. For the system settings, we have LAN settings, which is actually you can change the LAN IP address and the IP range if you want to change the range that will be allocated to your devices. Then after that one, we have the DHCP reservation. This only means that if you want a specific device to have this specific IP, every time you connect, you can assign that one. And we have the WAN settings. For the WAN settings, I haven't configured this one yet, but I believe this should be the one coming from your modem router that is connected from your modem router to your Tenda RX3. You can configure the MTU or speed and MAC address as you can set this as default or clone it. So just disregard that one. And we have the time settings if you want to update the synchronization of the time of your router. For now, we are on +8, which is we are in the Philippines. So we have the login password. You can change the password that we have set earlier. And we have the reboot and reset if you want to reboot remotely the router or factory reset the router. You can do it on this reboot and reset. Then we have a firmware upgrade, which is you can do it online upgrade or local upgrade if you have the local copy. Then backup and restore if you will be backing up your configuration of your device, and later on you're going to restore it if you want to troubleshoot or do some testing. Then after that one, we have the remote management. Remote management, I haven't actually used this one, but I believe this will be used for remote management your Wi-Fi router. Okay, then after that one, let's close. Then system status, you can see all the information regarding your Wi-Fi router. Then aside from that one, we have the system log, which means that what are the information that happened to your router. And automatic maintenance, so you can schedule a reboot every day if you want to. So your router will be refreshed and won't have any issue if you're actually using it. So you can set it at early in the morning. Right now it's set at 2 a.m. Yes, it's military time, so it's at 2 a.m. So let's close that one, and I believe that will be all for the features of the Wi-Fi RX3 router. Hi guys, and right now what we are going to do is do a speed test on almost all the location in our house. For now, we are in front of the router and we're going to do a speed test, and we are connected on the Tenda RX3 as you can see. Then after that one, hit go. Guys, I'll be using this second floor, the roof deck, outside the house or the ground floor, and on the master's bedroom, and see the actual result that we will have. And on our plan, we have a Converge plan 2500, which is around 100 Mbps. And right now, we're exceeding at around 102 Mbps, and actually it's good. Okay, and this is the actual speed. Guys, if you want, you can fast forward. I'll just discuss the other information on the latter part of the video. So right now, the baseline testing is 102 and 126. And we're going to go upstairs, and guys, I would like to show you the thickness of the wall. It is a concrete wall. Even the stairs have concrete, and on top of them, there is a solid wood on top of those stairs. And as you can see, it's everywhere is concrete. And this is the location where we usually test our router, is on the roof deck. If we are still able to access the internet here on the roof deck. And right now, as you can see, that is the door. And let's try to check that we're still connected to the Tenda RX3. And of course, we're connected. Then let's try to hit go on our second location, which is the roof deck. Okay, it's 2021. Guys, this has no filter or edit. This is the actual result. The video is kind of small, but this is the actual speed test that we are getting from this router. Okay, and we are receiving download speed at around 35, give or take minus 10 to 20% up or down. But we are having around 30 Mbps on the roof deck. We'll just do one test here. I think that's the best speed that we can get. And let's go downstairs. Okay, this is the wall, and this is where the router is located, and we're going down. Guys, I would just like to remind you that there are 4 active routers in the entire house because I have placed routers all over the place so I can have the best connection that I want. And right now we're going here outside and we're going to close the door. And here we go. Let's try to check our connection. We're still connected to Tenda RX3. Then after this one, there is a car running. Then I think the internet should settle down right now. Then let's hit go. The door is closed. This is a solid door as well, solid wood. And hopefully we can get a good speed, internet speed. Oh, it's not as good as the one in the roof deck, but we are still able to connect to the internet outside the house or outside the door of the house. So 8 Mbps. That's good. But still, we're still able to access the internet. Okay, and there you go. We only have 8 and 13.8. Okay, maybe that's the best or the worst internet connection that we can get on that room. And I'll just get some alcohol because I step outside the house. Then, of course, the last test will be on the master's bedroom. Okay, it will be on the same floor. It's on the second floor. As you can see, there is the router. And what we have here is the door. Okay, and I'll move. I have closed the door. Then moving here, farther away on the room, and let's try to hit test. First, let's try to check you're connected on the Tenda RX3. Then hit go. Okay, and that will be the result for the speed test throughout the entire house. And I'll stop the recording. And there you have it. Let's try to summarize what we did earlier. Okay, right now let's tell the good things that we have encountered on this router. First is the configuration. It is actually easy to configure. It is just a plug and play and you'll be able to access the internet. But of course, configure the Wi-Fi name and password as well. Second is the Wi-Fi range is actually good. We are able to access the internet on the roof deck, ground floor, or even in the bedroom. And third, look at this, the Mobile Legends games. It has a single-digit latency most of the time when I try to play it. I just recorded a snippet on my Mobile Legends gaming and I encountered no lags or drop connection from this router. 4 is, we actually tested this unit for 3 days and on my experience, Wi-Fi connection is actually stable. We didn't encounter drop connection from this router again. And number 5, a lot of features that we can configure on this: parental control, bandwidth limiter, and mostly the basic things that we need on a Wi-Fi router. And of course, there are also negative or dark cons for this router. One is it has no mesh capability as of now. I'm not sure if they will be releasing this one with a mesh capability or not for the firmware upgrade. And second is, as of this video upload, the Tenda RX3 is not yet available here in the Philippines. And according to our friends at Tenda, it will be available somewhere around second quarter or third quarter of this year. And I think those are the only notable mention that I can share for this device. Because it's just been with us for less than a week. And for my recommendation, the pricing of this RX3 is not yet available, but our friends from Tenda Philippines said that it will be around 3,000 pesos range, which I think is a good price since we are talking about a newer generation of Wi-Fi router. Okay, I think some of you will ask this, is this better than the Tenda AC23? Actually, for me, that AC23 is already a solid router, but it is an older generation, which that RX3 is a Wi-Fi 6th generation and have a lot of features to offer, including the OFDMA, and it has quad-core and everything like that. But don't get me wrong, I will still recommend the AC23. But if I have the spare money, I will definitely get the RX3. Guys, if you are interested with this router or any other Tenda products, you can check Tenda Smart Devices Philippines, Tenda Smart Devices PH at LAZADA Mall and SHOPEE Mall. I'll include the link on the description below so you can check the Tenda stores. And other thing is that buy official releases for Tenda Philippines so that Tenda PH can help you with a warranty or customer support, even though I'm also trying to answer all of your inquiry regarding those Tenda products. But it is better that you have a customer support from Tenda Philippines. And I think that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to comment below if you have questions, suggestions, and also hit that like button as well if you like the video. And if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well. And thanks, have a great day, and stay safe.